Byrne.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your patience. I know you've sat over here for a lot of questions. Mr. Secretary, you said in your comments that President Obama is committed to doing what it takes as opportunities arise, as we see what works, and as the enemy adapts until ISIL is defeated in a lasting way. The President is the only Commander-in-Chief that we've got. We can't be the Commander-in-Chief under our constitutional form of government. You have to report to him. But this President has said that ISIL is a JV team. The day before the Paris attacks, he said they were contained. You're an honorable man. You believe every word that you're telling us. I understand that. When I go to the Middle East, when others of us go to the Middle East and talk to leaders there, they say there's a lack of American leadership, and that's a problem. Now, I don't think that lets them off the hook, by the way. I think that they have a role that they should play and they need to step up. But you made those comments, and to people like me who doubt the President is committed, and I have a lot of constituents that doubt it, and I think some of our friends in the Middle East doubt it, what would you say to me and to people like me that have doubts that he truly is committed?
Excuse me, Congressman, the only thing I can say is to repeat what I've said before, which is President Obama has given his approval to all of the acceleration steps that I described to you today, many of which were devised by, let alone recommended by, the Chairman, CENTCOM, our military leadership. So every time we have turned over a new way of attacking ISIL, we've gotten the President's approval. That I can tell you. And to your point about American leadership, I agree with you. I think American leadership is critical. On the other hand, we need followers too, and we need to insist upon that. But American leadership is still important, very important. It's critical. We not only have the finest fighting force the world has ever known, but we have values that people find attractive. That's why we have so many friends and allies. But we need them to do more alongside our excellent men and women who are in the fight.
Mr. Secretary, let me ask you another question. You were talking in response to some other questions about a possible new AUMF. When your predecessor, Secretary Hagel, was here, we had a discussion then, and he had his lawyer with him. So this may be a question that you may want to refer to your lawyer. I've looked at the two AUMFs that are out there. I'm not a military person, but I am a lawyer. So I think I can look at them and understand them. But I don't think you have to be a lawyer to understand them. Now that you're telling us that we're sending special operations forces into Syria, can you tell me where in any one of those AUMFs there's the authorization to do that?
I'm not a lawyer, but I've read them too, so I can tell you the common sense meaning of the provision, and the only one that I'm familiar with, which is the one the President submitted. And I was asked earlier, one of the reasons why I thought it was important to me that it allow what I thought was essential to defeat ISIL.
Yeah, that's the one we haven't adopted. I'm talking about the ones that have actually been passed by Congress and signed by the President. Do they give you that authorization?
I apologize. I can't speak to them. I don't know all the other ones. I've studied the one that the President submitted.
Could you get your lawyers to respond to me on that? I'm not asking you to give a legal opinion, but they've got some basis for thinking that, and I would say that the plain wording of those two AUMFs that have been passed by Congress and signed by the President don't. Now, I would like to give you that authorization. I want to make sure we give you whatever you need to do.
Happy to get back to you.
The last question I have is about, and I completely agree with you, we need local forces, we need help from the region, and we shouldn't let anybody off the hook. Are you getting the sort of support that you feel, are we getting the support we should be getting from Turkey?
I've been urging actually since I came into this job, Turkey to do more. We need Turkey to do more. We need it to do more within its own territory so it controls its border, which it has not done effectively since ISIL first arose, that it goes after the facilitators, the enablers, and the other tentacles of ISIL that intrude into Turkey. We would like them to operate more both in the air and on the ground. Most of their air operations are not directed at ISIL. They're directed at the PKK, which we understand their concern about. It's a terrorist organization within their borders, but we'd like to see them do more against ISIL. Now, I know the President has spoken to President Erdogan about this as recently as in the last few days. So it is very much at the top of our list, and we'd like them to do more. Their geography, I mean, they're right there next to Iraq and Syria, so they can be a potent source of enablement for us. At the same time, if they're not doing enough, it's a serious matter, and that's why the President's talking to President Erdogan.
My time is up. I want to thank both of you for your service and for being here today.
Ms. McSally.